Finally, Poppy and Angel go out on their date, but let's just say something creeps in, and then I was completely blown. Let's talk about Pose. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to KRS TV. This is your boy Kenny, and this is Pose Season 2, Episode 7, and the name of this episode is Blow. And this episode was actually directed by Jenny Livingston, and for those who know, Jenny Livingston was the one who was the director and creator of Paris is Burning. So, she's a part of the creative team for Pose, and this is an episode that she directed, and I have to say this was a really good episode. So let me begin. The episode begins with Damon. He's actually teaching Vogue at the YMCA, but he now only has 3 students in the class. And after the class, he gets his check, and he gets paid per head. Now, we remember previous episodes, his class was filled, was packed. Like, he literally was getting extra. They was even asking him to do extra classes to accommodate all the people who wanted to take it. But now the hype around Vogue has died down, and pretty much it's kind of like the whole pop arena. Something gets hot and then it's gone. So now the hype around Vogue is gone, and he's not getting a lot of students and everything. So pretty much the woman that works at the YMCA said that, like, well, you got some people who's interested in Hammer Time. And he's like, really? So now Vogue has been replaced with Hammer Time, because now MC Hammer is now climbing the charts, and Vogue has kind of lost its whim. And then we pretty much see at the ball, the category is realness. Pray Tell is like running the ball, and he notices Ricky's in the audience, and he looks down. So it's kind of like the same thing that's happening with Damon. Ricky's opportunities are drying up because of the fact that Vogue is no longer number one, and pretty much the pop focus has shifted to something else. And so Pray Tell notices him, but then he pretty much says that about the Vogue buzz is dead, and he was like, I hate to say I told you so, but bitches, I told you so. I was like, damn. And he mentions that, don't worry, the Looky Loos will be back, and that's the thing with them. They always come to play, but they never move in. And he kind of like, cheers to Ricky, because he can definitely understand that's why Ricky's down and out, because now opportunities for Ricky to dance, they're no longer there. So then we get a scene between Blanca and Pray Tell. They discuss Frandrika Norman's old messy evil ass. She pretty much told the press, because they did this demonstration, Frandrika is a crook. It got into the papers, but she pretty much tells the press that there were used needles and used condoms in front of her salon, so because there's still a lot of stigma with HIV and AIDS and all of that, it kind of went into Frandrika's favor. And pretty much Pray Tell was like, yeah, evil but smart. And then they also have a conversation in regards to Lulu, that she hasn't been doing too good. And we see that Blanca goes to see Lulu. Lulu is stripping, and she looks completely coked out. And she's dancing at the same club that Candy used to dance at. And, she says that the reason why she looks so spacey is because she has been using her asthma inhaler. Bullshit. And pretty much she also mentions to Pray Tell that Ricky and Damon have just been sitting around, drinking wine coolers and watching TV. And we see that they sitting down watching TV, and Ricky literally got his hands in his pants, smelling his hand and shit, smelling his nutsack and shit. I'm like, they just literally are out, and she kind of like, rise them that they need to get up and do something, and they need to be productive, and I'm getting tired of y'all laying around my house not doing shit. And pretty much Pray Tell says that, tells her, the thing that saved us, when we were coming up, were the elders. They helped the young find their way. And and pretty much Blanca's like, so who gonna be the elders for them? And she says, bitch, we are the elders. We have to guide them. And he says that, look, Daddy got a little something up her sleeve. We gonna make this happen. So they actually set up a meeting with Ricky, Damon, and Lulu, and they let them know that, look, failure does not have to be your story, but resilience is. Pretty much we have a demonstration. We're going to be working with ACT UP, and we're doing a campaign for safe sex. There's a house upstate, and we want to wrap one of these upscale houses in a giant condom. And you guys are responsible to make that happen. And it's like, so therefore, it's about Frederica Norman. We're going to expose her bigotry, and also, at the same time, show the importance of condom use. And they say, you got a week. And they like, how the hell we gonna pull that in a week? Like, hey, find a way to make it happen. So we then see that Damon, Ricky, and Lulu are now working. You got After 7. Like, the music on Pose is everything, young. They play all the good tracks on this show. They're playing, After 7. Can't stop. I'm with you. I'm digging on you. I was like, yes! They playing that on the radio, and they're trying to brainstorm and everything. And while this happens, Lulu breaks down, and she says that I'm smart. I actually got into community college, and I was going to get an accounting degree, and look at me now. I'm just a dumb stripper. And she says, I totally underestimated how Candy used to take care of things. So she's still grieving the loss of Candy, and now everything is on her. And they pretty much Ricky and Damon encourage her. They say that, look, you still here living your life. You already a genius, and they start getting some ideas. Like, look, we need to measure the house. But the thing is, how the hell we gonna get a condom to fit over a giant house? They said that, and then immediately Lulu came up with the idea. What about that company that did that inflatable house? That we did at one of the Pride events. We need to find that company and see if they can they do the same thing, but instead of an inflatable house, they can do a giant condom. And they was like, yeah, so we got to get the measurements, and we got to call the company. Now the challenge we got is where to get the money. So then we get a scene with Poppy and Angel. Poppy is just laying there looking all cute and sexy. Ay, papilla. Yes. And we see that Angel comes in. She serves him breakfast in bed. And Angel just looks gorgeous. And I was pretty much, was just all geeked about it. I was like, they look so cute. Like, they really do look cute together. And pretty much she starts talking about she's been working with Miss Ford, and she got her a membership at Nails. Now, Nails was one of the top nightclubs in New York, and it was actually founded by Nell Campbell. And most of y'all know Nell Campbell. She played the role of Columbia in Rocky Horror Picture Show. She had this very successful club, but I think it closed down in 2004. But at one point, it was one of those big spots in New York City. And then we see that Poppy and Angel go back and forth, and Angel talks about, she feels like a fake, and what if they find out about her, because she's trans, and he pretty much encourages. He says that, like, we want you doing big things, and that you deserve to be where you are, and that no one's gonna find out. Then she gets a call from Miss Ford, and she's now the new BB girl. So they're excited, and they decide to go to Nails. But she says, "But you only can come with me if you come as my boyfriend." And also, Poppy had mentioned that back in the day, he used to pick pockets at Nails, and he said that these people had so much money they didn't even realize their stuff was gone. And she was like, "That sounds like something you would do." So they actually, and I'm just gonna tie all of them together. They end up going to Nails. They get in. They meet one of these guys in the industry who embraces. Who pretty much embraces Angel. She introduces Poppy to him, and he invites them to VIP. And once they go to VIP, they see all of this blow on the table. For those of you who don't know what blow is cocaine, darling. That nose candy. That white powder. So they go up in there, and Poppy's like, "Damn, they doing this shit out in the open? Really?" I'm like, "Boo boo, that's VIP. VIP is all exclusive. All kind of things go on in VIP, child." So, and pretty much, they notice all the blow on the table, and the guy is inviting, Poppy and Angel to join in. And then one of the models had walked off and was like, "Yes, it's better than the drugs that you used to uptown." And that damn Angel's like, "Bitch, what?" And Poppy held her back like, "Calm down, girl, calm down." And, Poppy was like, "You know what? You need to give us a moment, bro. We'll be right back. Me and her need to go to the bathroom." And he literally is the only one. And at this moment, Poppy was dead right. He was saying that, "Girl, we cannot go in there and do that shit. I got kicked out for 2 weeks for selling weed. What do you think Blanca gonna do to us if we fucking with coke?" You know how she is about her rules. But then Angel, with her messy ass, pretty much says that, "Did you hear what the guy said?" And Poppy's like, "Hell, I can't understand half a word he's saying." He's like, "He's saying it's pharmaceuticals. So it's pretty much like medicine." And he's like, "You mean like the vitamins we take at home?" She's like, "Yeah, that's what it is." He's like, and then Poppy's like, "Well, hell, why do you say that?" So she done blackmailed Poppy into doing cocaine. So they do lines of cocaine, they party they asses off, and then the next thing you know, we see them back at the house, and Poppy is tearing Angel up. And I was like, "Ooh, Poppy, I ain't mad at you, baby." And I was like, "Ooh, Poppy got a nice ass too." I was like, "Yes." And then all of a sudden she tells him that she loves him, and he says he loves her too. And I'm like, it's so fucked up, because I was so looking forward to them getting together. But then after this shit, I'm like, man, it's gonna be a toxic situation, because now that drugs has entered into the situation, it's really gonna be a problem. See the scene where after that we get a scene where Ricky, Damon, and Lulu go out to Frandrica's house. They measure the house, and then they run before they got caught. Then we see Lulu goes to Elektra, and she's like, and because she knows Elektra got that money, so she goes to Elektra to see if she can actually help fund them to get the condom for the house. And she's like, "Are you serious? I don't have any money. I am a single mother with children to feed and bills to pay." I'm like, Elektra's a mess. I'm like, and then that damn Lulu was sharp. So in this situation, we're seeing Lulu get her power back. She pretty much tells Elektra, because she knows her mother, and she knows the way to get to mother is to play on her ego. So she says that, that Marie Antoinette thing that you did at the ball was stunning, and it was overlooked due to Pray Tell reading you that you didn't go to that ACT UP event. Think of this as your do-over. it will show that you care about the community, and also it will make you a shoo-in for Mother of the Year. So, of course, this got Electra wheels turning because you talk the ball and you talk about the trophies. Electra's game. And she's like, how much does this thing gonna cost, darling? And she said $2,500. So she gives her $1,000, but says you can earn the rest for your charity. So she gets her into an outfit, and she takes her into the room to punish this guy. So she done put Lulu on the job, and she makes Lulu beat this man, and we see that Lulu starts enjoying it. I'm like, okay, she might have found her a new damn hustle along with her mother. And she pretty much says that yes, she brings Lulu in and says that yes, this is my girl Lulu, and she costs twice than I do. So she not only got her money, but then got her the other money for her to get, so she can so now they got the money to buy the big condom. So then we see that afterwards they go upstate, and they book hotels because due to the fact that Frederica's house is pretty much upstate, they pretty much gonna stay in hotels so they can get everything set up for the next day. And that damn Electra is doing the most. She was like, well, I hope they have, a comfortable bed, and I hope I don't get scabies. And pretty much, Act Up has got 2 rooms, one for the women and one for the guys. So that means Pray Tell, Ricky, and Damon are going to be sharing a room. We get in there, and we see that Pray Tell got his own bed, and pretty much, that leaves Damon and Ricky have to share a bed. And Damon was like, I'm not sharing a bed with him. And Ricky, being a whore that he is like, what's wrong? You don't trust yourself? He's like, you know what? I can get you a cot and you can sleep on that, but I'm not sharing the bed. And then Ricky was like, okay, fine, I'll sleep on the cot, but you got to go get it. So while Damon goes to get the cot, we see that Pray Tell and Ricky go back and forth, and he sees that Pray Tell has all of these, moisturizers and creamers that he puts on his skin. He was like, dang, Pray, you got a hell of a lot of moisturizers and stuff, don't you? And he's like, yeah, I do this. I have a regimen, and it's the one thing that keeps me sane. And he's like, well, it must be working because you look good. And he was like, how you just gonna insult me and then kind of complimented me at the same time? He's like, no disrespect, Pray. You just look good, that's all. And I immediately was like, well, what the fuck is going on here, Ricky? What you trying to do, baby? And pretty much they go back and forth, and he pretty much talks about he talks to him about Chris, and he says that, but before we left, Chris had told him that he tested HIV positive, and he was like, and then Pray Tell's like, oh my God, so is it true that the two of you had sex together? And he was like, nah, I just let him suck my dick. Lies! Bitch, the last episode, when y'all got into it, you told him, oh, you weren't talking that shit when you had your legs on my shoulders. So I'm like, Ricky full of shit. Ricky, stop it. Yeah, so it's a possibility that Ricky can be infected due to the fact that he was messing around with this man when he was with Damon, and then was messing with him after him and Damon broke up. So not only is he at risk, but also Damon possibly could be at risk as well. And then he says that, yeah, he just sucked my dick. He ain't nothing but a hungry bottom hoe. And Pray Tell, and I'm glad Pray Tell did this, he completely checked his ass. He's like, you know what you not gonna do is be bottom shaming. It's too much of that in our community, and it is, even to this day. There's a lot of people who shame bottoms, and he said, shoot, it's called receiving intimacy, honey. Ain't nothing wrong for a man getting what he wants. And I'm like, you better tell him, Pray Tell. School his ass. And that was a lesson for all you motherfuckers out there who like to bottom shame people, thinking, oh, because you're a bottom, you weak. Oh, trust and believe, honey, I know some hardcore brothers that like to bottom. Bottoming is just a position, and it's a position, and if it's a position that you love and a position that gives you pleasure, be all about it, baby. But we definitely need to stop bottom shaming in our culture, real talk. So I was glad that they included this. And he pretty much saying, so then Ricky's like, so you mean to tell me I got to get tested again? And then Pray Tell was like, hell yeah, again. And it won't be your last time. And with the spirit of that, I want to announce real quick that on Saturday, August 17th, if you're in the DMV, come out to our Real Tea Real Talk session where we're going to be discussing the show Pose and everything that comes with it, because there's so many array of topics that comes with Pose. But I'm gonna actually have the post on this video so that you can actually come and check us out, and we will be providing free food as well as free testing for HIV and STIs, because we have to be held accountable for our sexual health, and we're there to guide you. So definitely, if you're in the DMV and you're available Saturday morning, come out and be a part of this Pose discussion. Trust me, you will get your life, but as well learn how to protect your life as well as others. So then afterwards, we see that Damon comes back with the cot. So that was the end of that. So then the next day, the operation commences. They're at Frederica's house. They got 15 minutes to set up the condom. They also call the TV station, and Electra was about to leave, but Pray Tell and Blanca was like, oh, where the hell you think you're going? She's like, oh, honey, because Electra was like, well, what's going to happen if the police are called or if they catch us? She says, and they like, well, we'll just have to take the fall. She's like, oh, hell no. Y'all in this by yourselves. And they's like, oh, hell no, bitch. You ain't going nowhere. They pulled her ass back up on the thing. And here it is. Electra got her Chinese umbrella and her drink. And she is just there saying like, oh, yes, you guys are doing such great work. We are doing a phenomenal job. I was like, hey. Hey, Electra paid the money, so she did a big part, and she's like, I'm not lifting a finger, because that's not Electra. That's not what she does. So, and then all of a sudden, we see that this lady walking her dog with rollers and a bath, and like a bath coat, is walking the street, walking her dogs with rollers in her hair, and I'm like, only in a white neighborhood, because if she was black in a black neighborhood, it would have been a totally different situation. Everybody would have been talking they shit. But here it is, she in a white neighborhood with rollers in her hair, walking her dog, and pretty much Electra's, and they's like, oh my god, a neighbor's gonna see us, and they were like, and Electra's like, don't worry, I got this. This is my cue. So she did her part by going to talk to the neighbor, and she's like, oh, we're just here, doing some work on Frederica's house. We're just, and she's like, but don't worry, Frederica knows about this. Me and her are close. And the neighbor was like, I find that hard to believe. And she's like, yes, I was just having dinner with her at the River Cafe, and she adores you. And then the lady was like, now I know your ass is lying. Yeah, I can't stand the bitch. And if anything, she can die in a fire for all the fuck I care. But I'm still calling the cops. And fucking damn Electra let this bitch have it. She was like, yeah, go ahead and call the cops, because you should be arrested with that house dress. With that nasty ass house dress. Run on home. And your ugly dog too. This ain't the yellow brick road, bitch. I hollered. I was like, bitch. Electra, I 2 thumbs up for Electra at that moment, because she did that shit. So then we see the news reporter is talking to Blanca and Pray Tell, and pretty much they talk about condoms are prevention for HIV and AIDS, and pretty much Pray Tell says that yes, you need to understand that we are here, we ain't going nowhere, and if you think that disease can't get to you, you're wrong. And I'm like, yes. And then Well, the reporter notices that there's great chemistry between Pretel and Blanca, and that they make a great team. And I agree, they actually do. And then they start to inflate the condom, and we start to... I'm mad that we couldn't see the full condom blow up, but we see that they wrapped Frederica's house, and the condom starts to inflate. So it was a success, and you see that Lulu, Ricky, and Damon are happy, and that they got their mojo back. You know, sometimes, you know, you don't need money to be happy. You just need a purpose and something to do. And that's exactly what their elders, Pretel and Blanca, gave them. They gave them something to do, and now they're all out of their funk, and they're excited because they achieved something. So then, back at home, Damon walks into the room, you know, because they're about to cook and everything, because everybody's going to be coming over, you know, to celebrate. And Damon catches Poppy and Angel with cocaine, you know, because Angel dropped it and he saw it, and he's like, what the fuck is this? Are you guys doing cocaine? You know mother's rules. Are y'all crazy? And he's like, and how the hell you get cocaine anyway? That shit is not cheap. And she was saying that, but then she was like, well, it was a party favor. It was free. And she says, and Damon said, just because it's free doesn't mean it doesn't come with a price. I'm like, there you go, Damon, real talk. And she says, and I'm here to let y'all know, if mother gets a whiff of this shit, y'all ass is gonna be buried next to Candy. And then it got to a point where Angel kind of like, you better not say nothing, Damon. And he looked at Poppy's like, check your damn hands off me. And Poppy's like, my bad. I'm like, because Poppy's not a bad guy, but Poppy will fight and will ruffle. He will rustle if he got to, because you saw what he did to that photographer. Mention that photographer. Let's keep it moving. So pretty much Angel takes the vial of cocaine and throws it out the window. And she says that, I'll keep your secret only if you promise never to do this shit again. And they agree. So therefore, during dinner, you know, Pretel was about to chime in, but Ricky intervened and was like, nah, you know, it's time for us to take over and actually say that we thank you, and we thank the both of you for being our elders, giving us a mission to fight and to make our mark. So it was a good moment. So we see that Blanca gets her shot back, because what ended up happening after the whole condom thing, Frederica rushed the case through the courts thinking that she was going to win, and they ruled in Blanca's favor. So now Blanca gets back her salon, and she's doing nails, and then all of a sudden her customer leaves, and then Frederica comes in and you know, going off about how she humiliated her and all of this shit. And she's like, well, the thing is, you know, I had to do what I had to do. I mean, after all, you said you a stone cold bitch. You mentioned that the first day you met me. So I did what I had to do to protect mine. But then she tells her, but you don't understand. In the world of real estate, your reputation is just as good as your business, and you have fucked with both of them. Because now they think that I'm a bigot and a racist, but bitch, you are. And she says that now you're messing with my business, and now I'm, you know, now my reputation is tarnished. But so therefore she says, but be careful, honey, you know, leaving at night. You know, this neighborhood isn't as improving as I thought. I was like, oh, really, bitch? So she's now gonna rely on some messy tactics. And she's like, oh, you threatening me? And she's like, yeah. And just like you mentioned before, never underestimate a woman's pearls, sweetheart. So I'm like, oh, Frederica, bitch, if you do anything to her, Blanca, I want your head. I want to snatch you bald, you evil bitch. Like, you better leave my girl Blanca alone, and I mean that shit. So yeah, she kind of, because, you know, while they was talking, you know, she was saying that, well, yeah, I'm surprised that you pulled it off. You won, Blanca. And she says, yeah, never underestimate a woman's peril. And then we see that Frederica threw that shit back at her, saying that, you know, be careful. You never know what's going to happen when you leave your shop. And I'm like, yo, you better not fuck with my girl Blanca. evil slut. Anyway, so then we get a scene with Blanca and Lulu, and Lulu tells Blanca she appreciates what she done for her. You know, losing Candy really made her hit rock bottom, but she said she enrolled in Bronx Community College and she's gonna get her accounting degree. And she tells Blanca thank you for inspiring her. So that was everything. So then we go to the clinic with Pray Tell and Ricky. Ricky is waiting for his results, and he's nervous because he says usually when I go get tested, Damon's here to hold my hand. And then I saw Pray Tell hold his hand, and I'm like, oh, they about to make something out of the two of them, and I don't know how I feel about it, child. But then, you know, he pretty much tells him that, you know, this is what being an adult looks like. You know, standing on your own 2 feet, paying bills, doing taxes. And then Ricky was like, taxes? And he was like, damn, do I gotta teach you everything? And then Ricky's like, maybe so, daddy. And like Pray Tell was like, yo, whoa, pump your brakes, hun. Hold up, bitch. I'm your elder. I ain't your daddy. And then all of a sudden, that damn Ricky looks like, but what if I'm into daddies? I'm like, oh, Ricky, really? Ricky? Seriously, bruh? And then Pray Tell was like, oh, it is getting really mugged up in this room. You know, so obviously, Pray Tell knows what Ricky's doing. That Ricky is literally flirting with him. Because I definitely clocked it. But I'm thinking it's innocent and it really don't mean nothing. But then again, we got to see how this going to play out, child. And then all of a sudden, they call the number 60918. They don't even call you by name. They call you by number. I mean, this goes to show you how fucked up things were back then. So he goes in there. You know, the woman reads him his profile and then pretty much lets him know that he's positive. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh, damn. So this could be a possibility that Damon can be positive now, too. And he was like, and Ricky was shocked. And the damn nurse, she really had no nurturing etiquettes or whatever. She was just real blunt and straight to the point. She was like, what? You said you had multiple partners and that you're gay. I mean, were you expecting a different result? I was like, rude, bitch. And he was like, and I was just like, man, that's messed up. And Ricky is like, you know, no, take the test again. Run it again. She says that, look, we ran it twice. You know, but she's saying that, look, if you do not have, you know, a practitioner, we can get one set up for you. But yeah, you know, you're HIV positive. And we literally see that Ricky is emotional and the nurse literally is just stone faced. But I'm thinking it's due to the fact that, you know, but I'm thinking also on the flip side, she showed no emotion because she had to reveal people's status all the time. And, you know, she can't show emotion due to her job. But I was just like, it was just cold. She just let him know you positive and boom, 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 boom. And Ricky is just distraught because he can't believe it. And he pretty much goes out and he lets Pray Tell know, and pretty much Pray Tell can tell by the way Ricky looks that he's positive. And he's like, oh, child, no. And he's like, I got it. I'm gonna die. And man, that scene took me out because Ricky was wailing. Because now he realizes he's HIV positive. So all of this youthful vigor and his hoish ways and him constantly going from one person to the next and not having any real remorse or any thought that he could catch the disease has now hit him on his front door. And then on top of it, he possibly put Damon in danger too. But yeah, that was a real sad scene. And then the last scene, we get to the actual scene for Miss Ford is pissed because Angel is late. She's supposed to be her call was supposed to be at 7:30. Angel and Poppy didn't show up till 9:15. So Miss Ford is pissed off. You know, Poppy introduced himself to Miss Ford, but she says, "Okay, you know, I've heard about you, but you know, we need to get to work, so I'm gonna need you to leave." And then Poppy starts going to the actual food table, getting food, and he's like, "Oh, you mean for me to leave? Okay, I'll be back, baby." And I was like, Poppy too cute. I live for it. And if anything, she kind of tells like Angel that she looked like shit, because Angel looked fucked up, you know, binging out on cocaine and shit. So pretty much she sits her down and tells her that this is for you. All of these people are here for you. You are a star. You're better than this. And then Angel go with that bullshit. You don't know me. She's like, darling, seriously? I have been doing this work longer than you've been alive. And I've seen bright stars dim their own light. Hashtag self-sabotage. We recently did a group session about that, at Real Tea Real Talk up at NovaSalud. So yeah, self-sabotage is real, and we're definitely seeing this with Angel. She's getting all of this she got this great opportunity to be a fashion model, but yet she's self-sabotaging herself because she doesn't believe she deserves to be there, even though she is stunningly gorgeous and she slays the camera. And she says that, and Miss Ford lets her know, you can have everything. Are you gonna burn out too? And we see that Angel breaks down and she starts crying and everything. And then next thing you know, we hear a voice, and we hear, Angel, it's good to see you again. She looks up. It's that dirty motherfucking photographer who tried to exploit her ass, and Poppy and Blanca fucked him up and got them negatives back. He is the photographer for her BB girl shoot. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be some shit. And the ending quote from this episode was, I think it's a great way to live, to fight for yourself, your friends, to fight for a community of individuals who are sharing your experience, and to fight for dignity and a better life. And there will be a tipping point. There will be victories, and they will be joyous. And that was a quote from Peter Stanley. I'm like, I love the fact that they have now quotes at the end of every episode, because not only are we showing the life, but then they're also using these quotes to inspire, young LGBTQ individuals who are growing up, and they need to know their heroes, they need to know their champions, and to know that they are somebody. So that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about it. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll be back with the next episode of Pose. So until next time, everybody, take care.